I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with a 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, May the 3rd. It appears this market's bulletproof now. It's pretty much staved off pressure from every angle. It's crossed over every line that was drawn in the sand from every analyst or everybody that prognosticated what they thought this market might do. Now suddenly it appears that your June live cattle futures, which is a spot market, is wanting to stay within earshot of what the fat cattle market is, where their last spot market, April, was very content to just let the cash market get $12, $15 out in front when it was this far away from maturity. But now your June, which is quite a long ways off, there's a lot of things going to happen between now and then. Undoubtedly, most of us assume that fat cattle will not be trading near as high by mid to late June as they are right now. But your spot market is trying to run it down, even though. But you look at your futures so far early this week, live cattle futures on the June contract. Monday was just up a dime. Tuesday was up $2.92 to end the day on Tuesday at $127.05. But it was just the June contract that saw the big gains. As you get a few contracts out there, you didn't see much gain at all. You did see some August come up a little bit, but nothing like the June. But your traders are thinking that maybe the spot market does need to stay a little bit closer to what the cash market's doing. Feeder cattle contracts, Monday was down 95, mostly because your grains were so much higher. And then Tuesday was back up $1.02, regaining more than what was lost on Monday, with your May contract closing on Tuesday at $149.62. Your fat cattle trade on that monster movement there, about the third or fourth week in a row, we've seen big gains, and in the last 2 weeks we've seen giant movements too. We thought that 125,000 was big week before last. Last week 133,800 head in the 5-area feeding region, with live sales of steers averaging 136.22, up 462 from the previous week. Dressed steers averaged 216.45, which was up 722. So far for the week this week, your slaughter is looking like it's not going to be nearly as big as last week, because we had that monster slaughter last week, like 624,000. But so far through Tuesday there, just 221,000. That's down 10,000 from last week, but exactly the same as the same week a year ago. Box beef cutout values have posted new highs for the year. They're gaining ground. The packers are trying to force their customers into paying more so they can try to hold things together, as they're having to pay more for fat cattle than what they ever dreamed. But they're not getting a whole lot of movement on that meat. We'll see this week if the packers are able to make their customers pay more money and still keep the same movement of product. There's been a lot of sales, out front sales, all spring here and actually late winter there, which have been very impressive. But we'll see how they get their current sales sold here at the new prices that they're wanting for that product. But you saw early in the week on Monday that your grains really jumped up there, corn and especially Kansas City wheat. But because of the expected crop damage from the storms that happened over the weekend, had some big snows in the southern plains, especially in the North Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle, and southwest Kansas. Did hear today that Guyman, trying to hold their big rodeo they have this time of year, but decided it was going to be too hard to trip steers in the arena with 6-foot snowdrift. So had to bring some heavy equipment in there to try to get some of that out so they could get things dried out and get ready for the rodeo this week. But Monday afternoon, late after the board closed, we saw that corn plantings are 43% along, which is a big step there. That's 26 percentage points higher than just last week. So you're wondering how they got that much done with everything wet and snowing and everything. The biggest part of it happened way up in the Corn Belt in Iowa. 55% of their corn's planted in Iowa. I said that on a report yesterday. There's counties in Iowa that grow more corn than most states, and that's where it all happens. Your eastern corn belt to get along pretty good too. Don't think that Texas, Oklahoma, or southwest Kansas is going to grow enough corn to amount to nothing. They do have some good irrigated patches, but unless you're getting pretty close to Iowa, you don't really have a clue what's going on in the corn business. Your 43% corn planted as of this past week is 9% percentage points better than a year ago. But with Kansas City wheat, now so far for the week, more than 30 cents higher than what it closed last week. It may make some of these graze out wheat backgrounders a little bit nervous, thinking that maybe the farmers will pull the rug out from under them and kick them off that graze out wheat early if they think it's got enough growth to go ahead and make a crop out of. We would have thought that wheat needed to be pulled off of in the middle of March if you were going to make a crop. But if this Kansas City wheat keeps climbing, they're going to be looking for bar ditches to harvest that wheat crop in. But you look at your feeder cattle market so far this week. Oklahoma City had 6,000 head on Monday. Feeders $4 to $8 higher. Not enough calves to test the market. Joplin only had 2,500. Major flooding in southern parts of Missouri there. 3 to 8 higher on all classes that were represented. You look at the real-time index. Beef Market Central there, based on 800-pound steer up through the 12-state region. 142.56 is $1.54 higher than last week's close. So rocking right along there. Individual quote out of Loop City, Nebraska on Tuesday at 2:45 in the afternoon. 92 head of 655-pound steers, 172.50. That's 3 minutes. We'll talk to you on Friday.